Hi everyone, my name is Sentenza. I'm a Tekken 8 player, pretty new to the game. It's technically my first Tekken game. I played number 2 when I was a kid, and then I played 7, but extremely casually and for a very little time. So, technically speaking, this is my first proper time trying to learn Tekken. And yeah, I'm here today because I wanted to create a video for everyone who is a beginner to intermediate King player to understand how to perform the down forward 2-1 combo into ending into Shining Wizard, just so that it's a move that I've been struggling for so long, and I finally got it quite recently. And I've always thought that unfortunately, the resources for beginner to intermediate players on understanding how this moves work, how this move, this combo actually works, are very poor. Mainly because, not poor, but it's the people who are trying to explain how this works. They just make a video and they don't even talk. They just show you how it works and they say, "Oh, look at the inputs," and or they don't understand what are the struggles that a new player, or the challenges that a new player might encounter when trying to perform this specific combo, which is one of the more challenging ones for King at the end of the day, unless you're going for the super complicated ones. But I like to keep things pretty simple. It's a pretty amazing combo considering it can start from a counter hit like this one. But without further ado, let me introduce you to how this combo works. I'm gonna go step by step and break it down to move by move, so that you can understand exactly how to perform this and understand what you've been doing wrong to close it with an instant Shining Wizard. Now, first of all, obviously we have to understand what a counter hit is. A counter hit is it's a hit when you frame trap someone, you basically, or you're throwing a move out and your move is faster than the other player's move, and therefore you hit them while they're performing something that counts as a counter hit, which opens the door to certain combos with certain moves. In our case, down forward 2-1. I believe that you can still close it if you do down forward 2-1 on a big bodied character, so usually male characters, save for Leroy. I'm not sure about Leo. Whether you want to, is Leo male or is it a they? No idea. Like, again, new Tekken player. Regardless of that, small bodied characters, usually waifus, or if you want to call them waifus, or female characters, and Leroy, that doesn't work on them, and we're going to talk about how to perform it on those characters later. What do we need to do to perform this? So understand what a counter hit is. Here we go. If you see this kind of sparkling blue blade when you hit an opponent, that is a counter hit that tells you that you can suddenly confirm with a 1, and that's guaranteed. There's nothing you can do. If you don't see that, they can still duck your move, right? You can still throw out the one punch, so your left punch, but the opponent will be able to duck and potentially launch you. If you go on to the is it practice settings, opponent players rage counter, there we go. If you don't set it, you can see this, right? If you do this, the opponent can actually duck it. So unless you see that kind of blue spark, kind of like the one you see on instant Shining Wizard or Tomahawk, if you don't know that people call it instant Shining Wizard, that means it is a counter hit. Now you're gonna have to be able to react to that to close this move, and then we move on to the next step, and that's going to be performing a down forward 4-3 input. This one here. If you're struggling to do this and connect, it's because you're not inputting your down forward correctly, and potentially you're just accidentally pressing down first. So make sure you press down forward first. Press down forward first. As you can see on my command input history, sometimes it will, my D-pad, because I play on controller, will see the down input first. So I always have to make sure that I press down forward first, and make sure that press down that down forward there, and then you can teabag people as much as you like. Jokes aside, so you go here, down forward. You don't have to micro dash or anything like that with big bodied characters. Just down forward and then back 1, 2. There you go. And that's when it starts getting tricky, right? Because this is the point where if you don't perform it correctly, if you're too fast, you're too slow, it's not going to work because you're not going to be able to align yourself to the opponent and in a way that it can connect to your combo. So we go here, and what I recommend is buffer the input. So you do back 1, 2, but before King completes the move, you want to record your status because that will allow you to do this, right? And practice this moment, which is the most important moment to close the combo. And as you can see, it's really actually easy to mess this up. And that's because you have to buffer your dash. And if you don't know or you're not familiar with what buffering means, you're going to have to learn that. Buffering means basically that while you're performing a move, you can press something, and then at the first available frame, your character will perform the input that you've pressed. In this case, a forward dash, right? There you go. You want to perform it. Now, you're going to have to, if I press too early though, you can see that it doesn't work, right? Because I'm too fast, doesn't work, right? So as soon as you see that pink, well, I have it pink because obviously I'm playing a pink panther for some reason. But as soon as you hit, then you buffer. Actually, that's too early. You're gonna have to practice on how and when you can buffer the move, so you can understand when you're supposed to press those inputs, right? But honestly, it's simple as pressing forward at the right time. Make sure that you buffer it correctly. Then what you're gonna have to do is have King complete his dash. If you do it too early, even if you buffer the input correctly, let's see if we can do it. I'm trying. There you go. If I do it like that, as you can tell, King is not aligned properly, and when I input my 2 jab, it will still not connect because he's not aligned properly with Kazuya in this case. What you want to do then is wait for King to basically almost touch Kazuya, and then you input your sidewalk. If you're not familiar how to do a sidewalk, you just go forward. You do a side step, and then you keep it pressed. Keep it pressed, and then you press 2, right? Practice this. If you input just a dash and then your 2 jab, this is what's going to happen. This is the move you're going to get. And if you're not understanding, oh, what am I doing wrong? I keep dashing and this move comes out. It's because you need to sidewalk. Keep the sidewalk, right? And as you're sidewalking, if I press 2, it will always be jab. It will always be jab. It will never be this, right? Which is forward and then 2. So make sure that you got this right? You're gonna sidewalk, press 2, sidewalk, press 2, sidewalk, press 2, not dash, sidestep, and press 2. Now let's go back to our combo. Oh, actually, I can do this. So I do that, and you see, too slow. Perfect. That was a perfectly aligned for the 2 jab into Shining Wizard. So you're gonna have to just practice this. Practice it until you can see, and honestly, there's ample time. If you buffer the input properly, you're gonna have loads of time to sidestep and get in the right position with Kazuya or anyone who you're trying to close this combo on. There you go. And that's honestly all you have to do. Once you've inputted the 2 jab after your sidewalk, you're just gonna do forward, 2+4 to get your instant Shining Wizard. Do it as fast as you can. Practice that. If you don't know how to do it and you don't know how to connect it to a 2 jab, you can just do this. You just hop kick, 2 jab, and then instant Shining Wizard. It doesn't have to be a blue spark, by the way. I just happened to do the blue spark. And if you're not familiar on how to do a Shining Wizard or Tomahawk, consistently, then you're going to set your opponent to crouch, and you're going to keep doing this until you do it consistently every single time. You're going to do this until you do it consistently every single time. And yeah, and then you put all of these little things together, and this is the result. I messed that up. That's because I was too early on, in this case I was too late on the 2-jab, and the previous example I was too early on the sidewalk. And then I missed the Shining Wizard. But you get the idea. Obviously I'm not an expert player, but these are the little things that I think were missing when I was looking to on how to perform this move, and I just couldn't understand. And you know, luckily some of the local players in the scene here in the UK did give me the tips that I needed. I just didn't understand what they were trying to say to me sometimes. So shout outs to DBA for helping me out on this one. But yeah, that's how you perform it. That's basic. I hope that's kind of helps you understand how it works, because obviously if you get to this point here and you just wait for Kazuya to like hit the floor, for example, you're never gonna get it, right? And you're just gonna get frustrated. It's like, oh, I don't understand. Oh, I did this too early. Yeah, just honestly buffer, wait for him, wait for King to get there, sidewalk, and then now I'm doing it wrong. And there you go. And then hopefully you also get this right. But that's how you know, that's how it works basically. That's how you're going to be able to perform it. You're going to have to practice a lot. I certainly practice, as you can tell, but that's how you do it. These are all the little steps you need. But it's not done. We're not done yet, because we also have small body characters. So how does it work on small body characters? This, I do not recommend doing it until you are familiar. Where is I usually doing? Oh my God, I'm blind. Whatever. Oh, there she is. I do not recommend doing this until you've perfected the one on the normal, on the bigger bodied characters, because this is a little bit more challenging to perform. It's still not super difficult, but as you can tell, I don't always get it, but there it is. And then I messed this up, the ending. But how do you do that? How do you do it on small body characters once you've moved? Now, you know, you've done your homework, you've done your training, you can do it perfectly every single time, consistently every single time. How do you perform on these characters here? It's always a matter of buffering your dash. But the way to do it is slightly different, because if I just do dum dum and then I just buffer my dash, a lot of the times I'm not gonna get it. See? Because I'm trying to, you're like, oh God, this is tough. I'm trying to get it. What is the timing here? Well, here's my tip of advice. I do the down forward input. I delay the one just by a little bit to help me out here. And as soon as that punch connects, you're gonna press forward one time. You're gonna wait for a split second and then press forward again, and then immediately down forward 4, 3. And that's let's see if I can do it. Nope. It's tough still. God, this is difficult. But yeah, I'm too slow, I think. Yeah. That is how I've been able to perform it, and as you can tell, I still suck at this. But hopefully that will help you understand a little bit of how to connect this into this on small bodied characters. Let's see if I can do it. There you go. Perfect. And I messed up the ending again. But yeah, it does require a little bit of training. It's tricky, as you can tell. I'm still trained to do this, but again, the way I've been managed to do it a little bit more consistently to buffer that input, and how to buffer that input is I connect with the hook, bam, press 1, press forward, and then immediately forward, immediately again, forward and down forward, 3, 4. It requires a little bit of labbing, and as you can tell, yeah, I still need to work on this, but The only times I've been able to consistently hit this in training while I've been trying, it was by buffering it that way. Then, if any more expert or more advanced player can actually break it down a little bit more and say, hey, actually you're supposed to put the input at this point. Great, but at the moment this is what I know. I hope it helped a little bit to on for all intermediate and beginners understand how this combo works and how to perform it, and hopefully it will be helpful and useful. As I mentioned before, there's not a lot of resources really breaking it down for people who are just starting on Tekken 8. Yeah, this is probably going to be my only video, but since there's a lack of resources on this topic, and I hope you found it useful. Thank you.